Hello there everybody, and warm welcome to my channel Tarot by Izabela. I hope you're all doing fine, even if we live in quite strange and very troubling times at the moment. Today's video will be a video about aliens, and if there are any aliens living among us, what kind of aliens, how many, are there clones, and how much of the people we see around us are real people. Into that I'm going to look a little bit today. But before we begin, just want to thank you all, you wonderful, wonderful viewers, for all of your support, for your sharing, your comments, your mails, your caring, and just because you are you. Without you, there would not be any channel, and I'm very grateful to have you as my viewers. Well, about today's reading. Many of us believe that there are aliens, that we are not alone in the universe, and there are all kinds of aliens, reptilians, and people from Mars, and the Pleiades, and Sirius, and all kinds of these things. But I'm not gonna concentrate so much into what kind of aliens there are. I'm gonna see what my crystal balls have to say about that. If we can get some other kind of information than the information that is already available out there online in books and in people's experiences. And today I'm going to use a crystal ball that is called Labradorite. I don't know how it's said in English, but it's Labradorite, maybe better pronouncement. And this is quite a spiritual crystal ball, and it can go deeper beyond many layers of spirituality, and sometimes one can get quite interesting information. And to help balancing things up, I'm having a crystal ball made from obsidian and a crystal ball made from quartz crystal. The obsidian one cleanses out if there will be any negative interference, helps to protect in case something strange would come through. And the quartz crystal ball will give a little bit more enlightenment, a little bit more light into the reading. And first I'm going to look into the crystal ball. After that I'm going to take some cards to see if there are any additional information. But don't let us waste any time. Let us begin, and I just need to concentrate for a few moments on this crystal ball and ask the powers, the forces to be with us, so I can get some good and accurate information about aliens. So just give me a few moments and soon we begin. Glasses on, and let's see what information we can find. Um, our Earth has not been alone for many, many millions of years, you can say. Because I see our planet, I see different kind of spaceships coming and going from all kinds of systems, solar system, galaxies, dimension. So our Earth has been like a playground for all kinds of beings from everywhere. And battles have been fought for Earth, for the control over Earth. Some epochs there have been good aliens that wishes well, and other epochs there have been other kinds of aliens that were not so friendly, more parasitic. The thing I get here is before the parasitic race of aliens. And aliens, I will say aliens meaning not original creatures or beings, not that are not original from Earth, that come from other planets or other dimensions. And those I call aliens. And there have been many different kind of civilizations on Earth, long before the modern civilization that we read in books, like about 10-12,000 years old. That has been, I'm talking about millions, I'm talking about many 100,000 of years ago. Yeah, and as I said, battles have been fought. I get interference here. It's like they're trying to shut off me from seeing anything, because I really try to get into this, and I see like curtain that goes down, and I'm trying to pull away the curtains. Okay. The history lesson about aliens, I will not take it today, since there are a lot of things to be said about aliens in the past, and from millions of years back, how they have been visited our planet, and how they like what is it called? Geotechnology changed the planet, changed the climate, changed even what kind of animals we had. And there is some kind of alliance of aliens, because I see different kind of races, aliens that look like people, aliens that doesn't look like people, more like transparent beings, more kind of energy like beings, beings that are like plants, beings that are like jello. I would rather say with all these kind of creatures I see here, or beings, not creatures, but they're also creatures. Some of those beings colonized Earth. They stayed here. They colonized waters, they colonized mountains, they colonized caves, above ground and below ground. And some of the so-called aliens today, I see them like beings that came long time ago and didn't go home, go back to where they came from. They like make Earth their new home, but they try to not be so much seen or not so much contact with people. Mhm. Now they're showing me, you can call it the evil ones. The evil ones are not just reptilians. They are one race that are very much like predators, locusts. They go from one place to another and clean it up to feed themselves. There is no love, there is no like emotions other than reproduce or conquer. Those so-called reptilians, many of them stayed. I see the moon also included for them. They have some kind of base there. Some of them are designed, they're told to stay here on Earth and keep the farm going. They see us people like farm animals because they feed on us. Just like we have farm animals, chickens, pigs, goats, whatever, that we feed on. And the same thing they do to us. The farm animal does not really know that their owner who gives them water, food, shelter really does that to eat them at the end. And the same trick goes for those so-called reptilians. They don't want us to know what the true purpose is. But the reptilians are not the only one that are like parasitic. I see another race or races. They are more like without body, like a parasitic energy, like a megatic. Yeah. We could call them demons because they are like demons, or they maybe are the original demons. And they can move between dimensions. Sometimes you can see them, sometimes you don't. And they are extremely parasitic. They live on energy, but their energy is not a high frequency, it's low frequency. It looks like even some of the reptilians are afraid of those so-called demons. And it could be that those in some way also control the reptilians, since the reptilians can cause very negative energy, and that is some kind of food for them. The thing is, what I see here is that this negative aliens, they are like, they had a long time here on Earth to get stronger without anyone really oppose them. And other beings from different solar systems, they are afraid when they have like eaten up Earth, they're gonna move on to their worlds. So that's a little bit like, that's why it had been decided to destroy them once for all, to save many other worlds in our universe. In some way, Earth is very special. And the other beings, they are beings that are like very loving, very caring, very motherly. They want to take care, they want to make other creatures happy. And then we have those that are like not really emotion, but not evil. They just do what they have to do to save themselves, but they are not really evil. There is also one race that is quite like a warrior race. You can almost call them the universe Wagner group. Yeah, and they go and do like hard work, clean up work, go to battle, and they are very good on that. I don't see them like taking the higher bidder and doing work that is evil, but they are like a fighter race, and they are created that way. I see them also deep down in tunnels under earth with their kind of weapons, cleaning up quite horrible places. Pure humans, 100% pure humans, like 53%. Then I see many humans here that are genetically modified, or they have some kind of implant to make them more obedient to their owners, just like a flock of sheep, symbolically. If you get them an implant to make them more obedient to the owner and not go where they feel for, but go in that direction. So you don't really need a sheepdog or fences, so they are quite obedient. Some kind of technology like that, I see it being applied to many humans. and baby factories, and the technology of growing humans in an artificial womb has been around for many hundreds of years, and it's employed when it's needed. Mm. There is like a war. It would be like a contra fight against those that are real humans but have got that implant, alien implant of somehow, to destroy that implant, to like let them see the real world. Yeah. And I see more and more ships gather around planet Earth, like preparing, waiting for that signal. Alien invasion? No, not in that kind that we expect from the news. They are waiting for a signal to take care of the last of those parasitic races. And those, can call them demons, that goes between dimensions. There is a weapon for those too, because they are causing a lot of damage in other worlds, and they are never fulfilled. They are always hungry. It's almost like Men in Black is a true story with a Hollywood twist on. The aliens will not show themselves like Green Man or with laser weapons destroying cities. No, it will be in a total different manner. And who's in really charge in many countries, they're not human. That will be revealed. I also see like deep underwater cities, bases under the water, ships coming out from the water into the water, so some kind of beings that have been living for a long time underwater. And they are, even if the pressure, it's very big pressure of the water, they have the technology to keep that pressure away and make like a livable pressure with air pockets. I see some kind of like bubbles that you cannot break through, but they can go in and out from them. And a lot of cloaking technology. When they want, they can cloak themselves or their ships. And regarding the greys, I see them like one grey race, little one, and a small one. So there are different kind of races of the greys. Yeah, those with the big eyes. The original greys could not reproduce, so they start cloning themselves, and that got a little bit out of hand. It's like damage. Some of them are like damaged goods, the other ones. But mainly the reptilians. There are different kind of reptilians. Not all of them are evil. Evil lizards. They are, see, some of them quite benign. But now we have the other one, the bloodthirsty ones. And those like all kinds of experiments on DNA, on different kind of creature. I see them with cages, and there's all kinds of hybrids and DNA mix, and they do it for fun, but they also do it to make have some extra help. And I see civilization on Earth being wiped out a couple of times. Not only the Great Flood, but we have many kind of wiping out events on Earth many millions ago, many million years ago. Yeah, and it mainly were battles between different kind of alien races. Below ground, deep below ground, even deep below the oceans, I see big cities, civilization, like an artificial sun. There are trees, there are planets, all the kind of extinct animals, and also species that we have not seen today. And like an artificial sun, it's quite strange. Yeah, and I see fresh air, winds. Yeah. And there are connections to that underground world, to the surface. Many times there are like missions up to the surface. So this is also a kind of alien race, but they, many millions years ago, they went underground, and their culture, their civilization, their religion, it's total different world. It's like an earth in an earth. Yeah, I get that. Man have been on the moon, but not 1968 with that rocket. It was in a different way. And have visited the moon many times, but not through what has been shown on the TV set. There are different kind of ways to get to the moon. And there is some kind of sand or rocks on the moon, but I hear like a metallic sound if something is dropped. So it could be some kind of, I don't know, satellite, space station, I don't know, cannot say exactly. Some kind of metal, but sand or rocks above that to make the illusion of being something else. Let's see if I can. many revelations around the Tartarian culture and their connection to the cities and below Earth. Yeah. It's quite exciting. More and more we're gonna the truth. Gonna get to know the truth. The truth is like dripping out drop by drop by drop. Soon we have a big river of truth. They're showing here a lot of things have been found in Egypt under the pyramids or in the sand that are not shown to the people. We only see the very simple stuff, but the advanced technology that they have found, it's hidden in secret places, not for us common people to see. Yeah. So quite interesting things will happen over planet Earth. And the UFO activity have increased a lot in many places. And I'm sure that many of you have had some kind of UFO experience. Yeah. And you know you're not the only one. There are millions of people that have had it. And this kind of portals everywhere. I see in the future, and the crystal ball is showing, we're not gonna need airplanes to go from one place to another. If it's a long journey anyway. It's like a portal. You enter the portal, you click here, and then you like being beamed to that other place, and you go out. Yeah. It's like going in a door, opening a door, enter, and going out. A total different place on Earth, and without any travels. So it will be very easy to move around. I cannot say when in the future, but it's something that is like planned to happen. Yeah. Different ways to produce food, new technologies that is not included GMOs and harsh chemicals, total different ways. Yeah, it will be a total different understanding for us. Okay, let's continue to the cards and see if the cards have something more to say. About aliens among us. I get a vision here, like some of those races that came many years ago, they also have like their animals or their species or their biological library with them that they placed out in different places on Earth to feel more at home. Yeah. And those creatures were like modified to survive better in that environment. if it's deep below the ocean or if it's a very warm place, very cold place. This comes back to Antarctica, and I will try to do a video maybe next week about Antarctica, because there is too much connections with aliens and Antarctica. Yeah, let's take some cards here. And some oracle cards. What is there more to be said about aliens? No. And finally, some dice. Okay, quite interesting. And the cards look like this. In the tarot cards, we have 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords, King of Swords, the Devil, and Page of Wands. In the oracle cards, we have some money, stay focused. Here on this one, we have a woman that wears a mask, and there is a jigsaw puzzle coming apart. Bridges, the big picture, angelic help. And on the dice we have some dirty laundry. In the sun there is some person walking, clouds, a sword, and sang. If I look here on the tarot cards, we have the King of Swords in the center, and there is, as I told, some kind of warrior race that are at the moment very much in a battle, very heavy battle with the devil or some evil force. And it's a hard battle, and there is a lot of dirt they have to clean out. Symbolically, the sword is used on this devil, and they do it behind the clouds, because we have clouds here, like in the skies, not to be seen public. And on the last card here we have Page of Wands and Sang. So the information, the big picture, what is really going on, will be told to the people, will come to the open. At the moment, if there is a big battle, they keep it quite secret, in clouds, not for everyone to be seen. And those who stay focused, those who are aware what is going on, it's a jigsaw puzzle. They take one piece here, and trying to make a whole picture out of it. In the future, there will be some kind of bridges built between the alien races, because not only one, and the human race, especially when this evil energy is defeated. And angelic help, it starts also here, angelic help. So it seems like, according to the cards, many of those so-called aliens are in many religious scriptures called angels, perceived as angels, light beings. And angels can come in many forms, according to ancient scriptures. So yeah, that was a little bit what information I could find, or that was given to me at the moment. If there will be some more information that will come in the future, hopefully soon, about aliens and things that they may do and not do, I will try to do another video. But until now, this is what I could receive. And if you have liked what you have seen and heard, please don't forget to press like button, share button, and subscription button. And to all of you wonderful, wonderful people, take care out there, stay focused, and don't believe everything you see about aliens that may be pushed in the news. We have to be a little bit careful so it will not be some kind of false alien invasion and to get too scared. But what I saw there is some kind of war going on, some kind of war against some kind of alien warrior race and very evil and parasitic energy. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and hopefully we're gonna see each other soon again. Bye bye.